Can you imagine rebuilding an 850-year-old landmark that nearly burned to the ground, while preserving every inch of its history? On April 15, 2019, the world watched in horror as the Notre Dame Cathedral burned. But what if I told you that, just 5 years later, this 850-year-old icon has risen from the ashes, stronger and more stunning than ever? How did engineers pull off one of the most ambitious restorations in history? Let's find out. Notre Dame Cathedral stands at the heart of Paris, overlooking the River Seine. For centuries, it has been a symbol of French heritage, art, and devotion. But after a devastating fire in 2019, the world wondered, could this iconic structure ever be restored to its former glory? And if so, how could modern engineers and craftspeople preserve its soul while ushering it into the future? In this video, we'll explore the amazing work going on behind the scenes. We'll uncover the engineering challenges, the brilliant solutions, and the human stories that make Notre Dame's restoration one of the most ambitious construction projects in recent history. Let's find out how a building older than most countries is being reborn for the modern age. The night of April 15, 2019, shocked the world. A massive fire tore through Notre Dame's wooden roof. Some of those timbers dated back to the 13th century. Within hours, the famous spire collapsed, and large parts of the upper structure were reduced to ash and debris. But that was only the beginning of the challenge. When the smoke cleared, experts faced a maze of problems. First, the roof's original framework, known as the forest, was destroyed. It earned that nickname because it was built from a vast number of ancient oak trees. Replacing this intricate timber web while preserving the cathedral's authenticity was a huge dilemma. Next, the cathedral's stone vaults, flying buttresses, and iconic stained glass windows had to be secured. Any mistake could trigger more collapses or cause irreparable damage to the centuries-old artistry. The project needed a careful plan that balanced historical integrity with modern safety standards. Engineers had to figure out how to remove tons of rubble, melted lead, and twisted scaffolding, without harming the delicate parts that remained intact. To tackle these challenges, the restoration team used a mix of old-school craftsmanship and 21st century technology. First, digital mapping and 3D scans. Engineers employed advanced laser scanning to create a detailed digital model of Notre Dame. This model mapped every pillar, arch, and decorative gargoyle down to the millimeter. Think of it like creating a super accurate blueprint, but in 3D. This virtual model allowed architects to plan repairs, test structural integrity, and figure out how new materials would fit with the old ones. Second, specialized scaffolding. To safely work on the damaged roof and vaults, a custom scaffold system was built around the cathedral. It was almost like assembling a giant puzzle in midair. The scaffolding needed to be strong enough to hold heavy equipment and materials while staying flexible around the cathedral's intricate shapes. Third, new materials meet old craftsmanship. For the roof, there was a global debate. Should they use modern materials like steel and titanium, or stick to traditional oak beams? Ultimately, the team decided to stay true to the cathedral's original design, using oak from sustainable French forests. Master carpenters, or compagnons, used centuries-old techniques to shape these beams. But they also used modern tools to ensure precision. This approach is like blending your grandmother's secret recipe with a top-notch culinary gadget, best of both worlds. Finally, protecting stained glass and artwork. Notre Dame's famed rose windows and countless statues needed special care. Experts built protective casings around the windows and carefully removed or shielded fragile artwork. These steps ensured that no falling debris or dust would damage the treasures inside. Of course, no colossal project is complete without setbacks. In early stages, workers discovered that certain sections of stone were weaker than expected, likely from the intense heat of the fire and years of weather damage. This meant extra time spent replacing or reinforcing critical structural areas. Then there was the issue of melted lead from the roof and spire. During the fire, large quantities of lead dripped on its surfaces, creating health hazards. Crews had to wear protective suits and follow strict decontamination procedures. On top of that, environmental concerns meant carefully removing and disposing of this lead to keep nearby residents and the River Seine safe. Additionally, weather played a role. Paris can be rainy and cold, which doesn't always mix well with construction timelines. Waterproof canopies and temporary roofs were set up to shield the work zones. Despite all these challenges, the team persevered, each setback serving as a lesson in resilience. Despite the drama, Notre Dame's revival is on track to become a modern success story. The newly crafted oak beams are in place, forming a strong skeleton that pays homage to the original design. Skilled artisans are restoring statues and carvings using methods passed down through generations. Meanwhile, the spire, designed by architect Eugene Vaillant-Leduc in the 19th century, will soon rise again, looking almost exactly as it did before the fire. This restoration isn't just about fixing a building. It's about preserving a piece of world heritage. Notre Dame has witnessed revolutions, coronations, and countless cultural moments. By reviving it, we honor the past while showing how modern engineering can safeguard history for future generations. And that, in many ways, is the greatest legacy of this project. Did you know? The new roof will require more than 1,000 oak trees, each around 100 to 150 years old, all sourced from French forests. The digital scan of Notre Dame captures details down to 5 millimeters, like taking a high-resolution photo of a massive building from every angle. These iconic supports help redistribute the cathedral's massive weight. If laid end-to-end, Notre Dame's flying buttresses would stretch longer than an American football field. The new fire prevention system includes high-tech sprinklers hidden within the wooden beams. The stained glass windows are over 13 meters 42 feet in diameter and contain intricate designs that date back to the 13th century. The restoration cost over 850 million euros, funded by donors from around the world. And here's a twist you might not know. The original golden rooster from the spire was found in the rubble, dented but intact. Rather than replacing it, artisans restored and reattached it, making it a literal phoenix rising from the ashes. Notre Dame's restoration isn't just a story of bricks and beams. It's a symbol of resilience, passion, and unity. In the face of destruction, humanity came together to rebuild a piece of its soul. And as the bells ring once more, Notre Dame stands as a beacon of hope echoing through the ages, for all to see and experience once again. What do you think? Was this the greatest restoration of our time? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love stories of incredible engineering feats, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Which crazy construct should we cover next? Drop your ideas below.